Hey everyone, this is Mike, and I'm here with Isaac.
Nope.
And we're here to talk about some video games. More specifically, we're here to talk about Tim Sweeney, the CEO of Epic Games and Fortnite, basically upsetting the internet once again because he made a comment on the internet regarding AI. And of course, that's a big hot topic.
Everybody's favorite topic, artificial intelligence.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, so basically he said on the internet that that storefronts like Steam should no longer list whether a game has AI generated assets or not. Yeah, obviously that statement alone just lit the internet on fire. But before we get into it, if you like what we do here, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Now, we have an article here from Futurism, CEO of Fortnite maker, furious that Steam is labeled games with AI-generated assets, demanding a shred of transparency apparently is going too far. Steam, the biggest video game storefront in the world, used to have over hundreds of millions of gamers every month, requires developers to disclose if their products use AI-generated content. Someone at Valve, however, apparently forgot to ask Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney if he was okay with this policy. Now, in a discussion on social media, Sweeney, those company makes learning my words. Again, Tim Sweeney, the guy who makes Fortnite, basically said that, they shouldn't list AI in the game developers shouldn't have to list whether or not
they don't need to disclose it to
in a statement saying
companies.
in a statement saying it doesn't matter anymore. The AI tag is relevant to art exhibits for authorship disclosed and to digital content licensing marketplace where buyers need to understand the rights of the situation. It makes no sense for game stores where AI will be involved in nearly all future production. And he doubled down saying that why stop at AI use? We could have mandatory disclosures for what shampoo brand the developer uses. But it's obviously saying customers deserve to know, LOL. He obviously mocking the idea of listing whatever goes into the development of a game. Obviously, that statement alone really ruffles
off
the
the storm.
Of why. It's just, again, this is just as a strike against AI, because I've said this like multiple times before that I'm not pro or anti AI. I believe that AI should be used as a tool. I don't necessarily think that it should be used.
Artificial intelligence, that's the whole point.
Yeah, it is the whole point.
It is a tool.
The problem is that what people think is AI right now, what we keep calling AI in this day, is not actual AI. What it is more akin to advanced machine learning, where basically you give it prompts, you give it like data to work with. Correct. You work on it, lets it compile things for over and over and over again until it eventually gets the desired like output that you want. That's basically what it is. It's not like Skynet where it actually thinks for itself.
Yeah.
We are not at that point where like we can actually just let it think for itself and it just props up something perfectly. And if anyone,
wouldn't that be a generative though?
Yeah, yes, generative machine learning. It's generative machine learning.
AI
but we call it AI because it's just more marketable that way. That's the thing. And again, it's just the situation with just AI as it's being used now. It's just that it's a lot of, scammy people who just want a quick butt quick butt.
Want to make a quick buck.
A quick buck. You just want to make easy money using this stuff, and it's obviously giving the technology a negative vibe to it. I really wish it wouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. Because the whole discussion of AI should not be a zero-sum thing where you're completely for it or completely against it, because it's undeniably useful. Being able to generate assets quickly and it's really useful, especially if you're like a small game developer who wants to make a really decent looking game. Like, the AI could help so much. And obviously it's going to have some inconsistency, and that's exactly where you still need like artists and musicians and stuff like that to go in and correct the stuff that AI can't like necessarily do on its own. So and I feel like because like it's always gonna have inconsistencies. It's never gonna be 100% perfect, but that's exactly why you still need a human to look over it and fix it and still add like a touch or rearrange it or whatever. It's just that's just the way I feel it. I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, no, you can't use AI for anything. People are gonna lose their jobs. It's dehumanizing. It's not real art. There's like so many different arguments you can have for that. But and I get it. You shouldn't like remove humans out of the equation entirely. I 100% get it. But I'm not the kind of person who wants to throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to this kind of technology. I think it's far too useful. It's not like NFTs that were only ever made sense in theory. It's not like crypto that it's heavily associated with scams and stuff like that. It's like this AI stuff, I believe, is generally very useful and should not be just like ignored.
So you're for it. So basically, you're for Sweeney, basically what you just said.
I mean, not necessarily for Sweeney. I'm just not necessarily for Sweeney because he's advocating for not letting people know if a product has AI or not. I think you should still have that let people know if it just uses generative AI so they can make an informed decision whether they want to support this product or not.
But you just went on to say that eventually we're going to get to a point where gaming will eventually go into AI. Like you said, it's going to be a tool. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to have the ability to use that tool. Like, yeah, for small developers, it's going to basically be able to level the playing field for big companies. Yeah. However, big companies like Epic Games are going to be using it for themselves as well. So, mm-hmm. I mean, and there's a big point about it, especially in the video game industry right now. Microsoft has laid a lot of people off in banking in artificial intelligence will take care of some of the mediocre or little bit piece of the jobs. And that's kind of the situation right now where a lot of these companies, granted, I don't think they're ready. I don't, like you said, this technology is way not ready. But right now, as you can see right now, Microsoft and NVIDIA are all, every tech company right now, Elon Musk, everybody's trying to hedge their bets right now in AI. Right now, we're in an AI race. We'll eventually going to head into an AI bubble really soon, which is going to pop. So eventually, once that happens, we'll see eventually who survives in the whole AI race. But at the end of the day, pretty much between companies right now, even the bigger companies are going to say we're willing to move off some of the people, take away some of the entry-level jobs, and put that in the hands of artificial intelligence right now. So moving forward, as we're talking about, eventually our games will, like you said, will have the artificial intelligence bug in it moving forward in the next, let's say 1, 2, 3 years moving forward. And at that point, does every game still need to have that AI tag moving forward? Because that's going to eventually happen at some point.
I absolutely think no matter what, personally, it doesn't matter to me if AI gets like 100% like accurate with its generation. It should still be there regardless, simply because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be against it no matter what. And it should still be a consumer decision for people to show their support for whether or not a product uses AI or not. Because there's also still going to be a lot of people out there who choose to develop games the old-fashioned way. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I've said this to a handful of people before, but I do think that non-AI developed products is going to become the new quote-unquote organic. Or like
I was just
food.
About to,
exactly.
It's going to be the new FDA style situation. Yeah, if that's not, and it's already kind of happening right now in terms of art. Like you have AI generated art, which was the biggest issue right now. Yes. That was the biggest play. Remember that whole Gibby train trend.
Yes.
that everybody was
Ghibli, Studio
the
Ghibli,
Ghibli
yes.
studio trend that everybody was very pissed off about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people feel like people have their feelings and ways around it, and I totally understand it about it because it is creeping on an industry that especially like new young people that want to be able to break into the industry right now that have a unique style and voice and talent. I mean, you'll still be able to show that unique style, voice, and talent. It's just now if you want to play in these bigger industries right now, eventually you're gonna be moving to that style of prompts.
Yep.
It's not gonna be less of you being quote unquote creative. It's just gonna be you guiding these prompts in order to be able to get these tasks done. You're basically going to be the manager to make sure that that
Yes.
artificial intelligence is doing its job. That's
Yeah.
basically it. So you have to be able to master prompts and make sure these prompts are doing something well.
And I do think that you're still going to have some knowledge of like
Oh, yes.
of the arts and again being able to go in.
That's
and
never going to go away.
Because and that's the other thing is, as long as people know how to draw with their hands, like hand drawn like traditional or digital art, it's never going to go away. That's never going to happen. For me, that's why I see it for
Yeah,
the future.
and at the end of the day, it's still a tool. Like, let's go back to people who were afraid when Photoshop came by.
Yep, that's a common thing that a lot of people love to bring out. The days of Photoshop,
and it's fair because people thought that now that this computer is able to do it, the computer was simply a tool. At the end of the day, it's like. It didn't take away your ability to understand composition or light or drawing or shape or mode or feeling or any of that. Like, it didn't take away any of that. It's just a new tool that was brought to the table that now you can make digital art as well as normal art. No one's going to take away your ability not to be able to draw on paper. That's all still going to still be there. It's just now these prompts will now make things a little bit more easier for you in terms of making, let's say, designs or making different concepts up. So, but at the end of the day, you're still drawing that concept. Like, that will still be your concept. It's now AI is helping you maybe create 5 or 10 different concepts that just cuts down time. You'll be able to output energy. You're not wasting your time on other output and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole point of just evolving.
Yeah, I do think. I get you. It's just how I feel about this. It's just that it sucks that so many people are abusing this technology.
That is also true.
It's such a bad name. Like, people using generative art and saying they're an artist now, and they're opening Patreons. Look, you come to my Patreon and pay for my art, even though it's not done by my own hands and stuff like that, or generating music. I'm a musician now. It's come to my Patreon, listen to my beats, my SoundCloud. It's just it just gives people such a sour
So I guess the next question is, does it really matter where the art comes from? Because at the end of the day, the art comes from thought now. It doesn't, and you're taking whatever this thought that is in your head and you're trying to apply it onto a medium.
Yeah.
We did say that artificial intelligence is a tool, no different than a brush or you composing on a musical instrument, or even making beats on that medium. It's your thought. AI is just helping you translate that maybe a lot more quicker than opposed to learning these other mediums to get it there.
Yeah.
And you're still being creative at the end.
I do think so. But again, it's just the issue is that people say it's if it's not done by hand, if it's not done by hand, people say it's not art. And then again, it just goes to the argument what constitutes as what is art, and then just that's a whole can of worms that I don't feel like getting into right now.
I understand.
Because people can go back and forth. And it also just comes down to just ethics this technology shouldn't be encouraged, because again, people are losing jobs and it's dehumanizing. It's I'm just as the technology, I think it's too useful to just ignore. And I wish that at some point that people can learn to work with it, not try to work like against
I
it.
think you always have that period of time right now that people are going to be abrasive against it because they don't understand it enough, and they're
Mm-hmm.
only, and because right now big companies like Microsoft, like Epic, all these bigger companies are, you hear it in the wrong, you hear it in that negative light that it is pushing jobs away, and again, and to be fair to those people, they are right, it is taking away certain entry level jobs away, you know which, like, in any type of industry that you want to sit down, you want to break into right now, it is kind of unfortunately taking those ways. But that's been with any kind of advancement in technology. Eventually, like, we even go back to farmers, man. Like, until they introduced the plow, now you don't need those many same people on the fields right now. We've gotten more machines to be able to sit down and do it. One man was able to do it in a course of 10. That's just the evolvement of technology. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, you live in a world that you either scream at it or you just learn to sit down and adapt to it and use it. But like you said, you're going away. That's not going to take you away from actually drawing. That's
Mm-hmm.
not going to take you away from actually learn how to paint or composite or learn how to animate. That's still going to be an important skill. Like, animation has been around for years right now, and
Mm-hmm.
people are still animating right now. Like, animation hasn't gone away. Like, no
Mm-hmm.
one, it hasn't taken away any, like, Photoshop didn't take away from the animators. If anything, it's helped them. It's
Mm-hmm.
helped them get their ideas even out even faster. And that's what artificial intelligence do. It's just going to be that next step
Yeah, I
into the
agree.
form of into that. So,
Yeah, it's just that people, when they see this kind of stuff, they feel like someone who obviously, like someone who went to art school or music school and spent years
mhm,
learning this stuff, and then you got some guy that just presses a button and just it's like
I understand that.
it's obviously very upsetting to those types of people who obviously
Who put in
dedicated their
thousands of
lives
years and
to this craft.
debt to be where
Oh
they
yep,
are.
yep.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah, listen,
Hmm.
I totally, and I'm one of those guys too who loves to draw, who loves to paint too. Like, I am one of those cats too that kind of feels that way too. But at the same time, I also have to understand that it's again, it's simply a tool to be able to help get my ideas out even a little bit more faster. You
Hmm.
know, as opposed to just kind of have to sit there and, okay, I have to make every painstaking thing and
Yep.
moving along. It's
Hmm.
just, it speeds up the
Yeah, like
process just a little bit.
one example I always love to bring up
Mm-hmm.
is the artist Hung Take Him. Now he's world famous
Mm-hmm.
and he's known for a lot of games, a lot of like working on a lot of games. He's known for Magna Carta. He's also known for Blade and Soul, that MMORPG where the entire game was basically was made surrounding his art style.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the CEO of Shift Up, which everyone knows the guys that is the people that made DK Goddess of Victory and Stellar Blade. He is a person who embraces like AI with his own personal artwork. He on You can go onto his Twitter page and you see that he openly uses Stable Diffusion with his artwork. And it's obviously he goes in once the thing is generated, he goes in and fixes it up and stuff like that. He personally trained his own artwork on Stable Diffusion to help get his like vision, his ideas out a lot faster. And it's not like he isn't a skilled artist. Obviously, he's world famous, and he's obviously knows that AI in itself is not perfect. So he still has to use his own personal touch
Correct.
in order to
Yes.
make the art fully to his like style and his vision.
Agree.
And that's the biggest example why I feel like this technology shouldn't just be ignored. That it can't be utilized for people with actual skill. It's not just for like Joe Schmo Blamoni to just press a button and just make something.
But again, it goes back to the Sweeney point. Again, when it comes to game creation, at some point we're going to get to that point. Like you mentioned with the artists you brought up. So we already know that. So we know that he's very skilled because of all the work that he's done in the past. And
Mm-hmm.
now that he decides to make a game using AI, should he disclose that to the people? You still believe that he
Yes.
still should
In this
disclose
current day,
artificial intelligence to the people, even
Yeah.
though we know moving forward, like every
line is gonna
game
get
will
blurred.
get blurred and artificial intelligence will be used in pretty much in every form of video game
Yes.
development.
Yes, yeah. I just for the sake of the consumer, yes. It's simply for their sake because again, there's a lot of people who strongly against AI. That's their personal choice. So for them, in fact, it might be easier to just to say that this product doesn't use AI as a marketing ploy for some people because again, I do think that non-AI made product is going to become the next organic foods of the industry.
But here's the thing, and I understand what you're going through. But a lot of even development products do use some form of AI, even before even Chat GBT
Yes.
and Gronk and other of these chat prompts too. Like artificial intelligence has been here at some point. Like it's little waves, and you have used it. Like people have already used it though. That's kind of where like. I don't want to say people are being hypocritical, and I get it right now because, like you said, it's right now. It's the impact right now. It's like oh God, I don't want to use AI. It's like also like social media. It's like I choose to call my friends instead of talk to them on AOL. But now but now we Facebook. We chat with people through Facebook. We back in the day we chatted with people with MySpace back and. We chat with people on Twitter. The world is changing. We eventually sat down to accept it. You didn't have to put a tag on it. I'm a phone caller.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a lot of this stuff is gonna have a lot of growing pains, especially with a lot of people eventually gonna have to come to terms with it. This stuff isn't going away. Yes. It's not going away anytime soon. And again, people really need to learn to just live with it,
adapt,
work with it, adapt with it, and not just like run from it, attack it, try to destroy it. Because if, especially in our position, if the Western world doesn't use it, the Eastern world absolutely will. They're going to push that stuff as far as they can. They're going to make products better and faster than everyone, and we are going to leave everyone else in the dust.
Although I think that there was an article about how Japan was a little bit afraid of artificial intelligence in terms of their artists and their Magna division.
Yeah, obviously.
Again, they're going through the same scary pains as animators and artists here in the Eastern culture and the Western side of it.
China, on the other hand, they say, no, we're going all in. We don't give a damn. We have no morals, no ethics. We just want to be top dog. But no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, China really doesn't care about the question, the ethics of like AI. They're absolutely going to go all in a way to try to defeat the West. So yeah,
I know it's right now. It's the big arms race to be who's the most artificially intelligence dominant, and it's still growing. It is a very touchy subject on how everybody fits into this magnum opus of what we're trying to do. Not magnum opus, and just everything's trying to fit into the world. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I get it. It's tough. It's scary, but eventually you'll learn how to use it, and it's like the automobile where we evolved from bikes, and now we all drive.
Anyway, that's pretty much all we wanted to say on this topic right now. So, what do you think about Tim Sweeney's opinion on AI? Do you agree with him? Do you disagree with him? Do you agree with us? Or do you disagree with us? Let us know. And if you like what we do here, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mike with Isaac. We are saying peace.